I'm Kat for Wins. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stumbling by. So this is going to be a vlog about colonectomy. I actually had one done about 2 weeks ago. I'm actually doing very well, but I'd like to tell you a few do's and don'ts after your colonectomy, and just to make it a more smoother ride for you. And also, I'd like to discuss a few things that you may be experiencing and what you're going to be going through as far as going to the hospital, going through surgery, how the surgery happens. So I'm going to be discussing a few little things for you. So why did I have a colectomy done, which is a resection of the bowel where they cut out the bad part of the bowel and then reconnect the good bowel? That's called the resection. I had a severe case of diverticulitis. I've been suffering with this for years now, and the last few months it just got so progressively worse. In fact, the day of surgery, we found out that one of the diverticuli, which I'll show you in a moment, actually became abscessed. So that is a very, very serious and dangerous situation. So I'm glad we did surgery, because you can go septic within a day, and that's not a good thing, because you don't live a long life after that. So anyway, did have diverticulitis. What is diverticula? Bulges that line weaker sections of the large intestines or colon. Having diverticula is called diverticulosis. Diverticulitis is when the diverticula become infected. 95% of people with diverticula do not experience symptoms. Diagnosing diverticula may require testing by your healthcare provider. I did have symptoms, and I'm going to discuss some of my symptoms with you. Experience abdominal pain. Yes, 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 yes. Fevers. I did not have a fever until the end, and it made sense because I had an infection going on in there, so that totally made sense to me. Changes in bowel habits. This was a big thing. I went from having solid stool to actually just constantly loose stools all the time. That was how it affected me. It may be different for you. I experienced a lot of nausea and vomiting. In fact, at the end, it's like when I would eat, the food would come back up afterwards, because there was just so much bloating and gas, and my body just was saying, no, I've had enough, I'm done. So again, the bloating and the gas and the tenderness to the abdomen. I had that so severely that it was hard for me to even sit in a chair. And walking, I had to hold my belly when I walked because it hurt. Every vibration and every footstep I took, it hurt. So diverticulitis is when one of the diverticula actually gets inflamed and infected with feces or food or nuts, seeds. Anything can get into these little pockets that are out pouches, and they become infected, and then they get to the point that if you don't get help, they can abscess, which is what happened in my case. So I'll show you another. This is diverticulitis. So remember, diverticulitis is when you're actually in having the infection going on. So you can actually see here in the red color the diverticulitis. These little out pouches, they get inflamed, they become infected. In my case, one actually went pop like a balloon. So what they did is they did a colectomy afterwards, and this colectomy is when they actually cut out the bad part of the bowel and then resect the good areas of the bowel back together. And hopefully you do not have to have a stoma or a colostomy bag. In my case, I did not have to have that. In fact, we elected to do this surgery so I would not have to have one later on in life, because it just keeps getting worse and worse, unfortunately. So the resection, the section of the colon is removed. This is the sigmoid colon area where we're working on. This is the main area where people usually get diverticulitis, or also to polyps. I did have a colonoscopy done prior to this, and they did remove some polyps. They were not cancerous in my case, but in other people's cases, it can be cancer, and you want to remove it definitely, because that's a bad thing. So upon arriving to the hospital, what to expect? So when you get to the hospital, I had the most amazing medical field of people working with me. They were so sweet and they were so nice, and they help you with your fears, because there's a lot of fear knowing that they're going to go into your belly and they're going to take out parts of your intestines. That's a scary thing. It really is. I resulted my surgery in removing almost 2 feet 2 feet, 2 feet of intestine, and they reconnected the good stuff back together again. So that's the resection. And the nice thing is in the olden days, they would actually do a huge line down your belly and open up your belly and pull out your bowel and have to do it that way. Well, nowadays they do a thing called laparoscopic bowel resection, and this is lovely because what they do is one area they enter through is through your navel or your belly button. Also other areas, I believe it resulted in like 5 entry wounds going into my belly, and they actually pull out your intestines and they will take out the bad parts and then resect the good parts and send you on your merry way. I do have a graphic picture, so if you don't want to see this, this isn't the inside, but this is the outer belly of what it's going to look like after surgery post-op. This is a picture after post-op, so you can actually see all the little holes where they actually entered and went through. I have the one that's down by the pubic area that went through the belly button, and then the other 3. I don't have that other one that's up way high. I don't have that one. Covering, you may feel a little disoriented, a little confused. That's just all the medications and everything that they've actually pumped into your body. But I do want to say, emotional wise, you may be going through some feelings of fear, and I'm going to discuss that in a moment, because I was very fearful in eating afterwards. I really was. I was scared that where they resected it, it was going to leak, that's life-threatening. I just had a lot of fear with wanting to put food in my body. But I do want to say that after surgery, I had a lot of nausea and vomiting. I did have a lot of that, and it's because I'm going to tell you why. Constipation. Do keep in mind that all these medications that they give you, okay, to help with the pain, will be constipating to your body. And it does actually can get to the point where it's extremely uncomfortable. In my case, my bowel wasn't even making bowel sounds, which was concerning, because they were worried about maybe bowel paralysis, where your bowels just don't wake up afterwards. I actually had to go see the doctor a couple of days ago because I was so uncomfortable with the bloating and everything. And they had to do x-rays, and in the x-rays it showed that everything was fine, other than it was really what? Constipated. So being constipated, yeah, you want to get things moving, and the first thing you want to do after surgery is get up and start walking as soon as you can. Number one, this is going to help with the bloating. It may be a little painful. It's not bad. Hold on to your IV pole and walk down the hall. I don't know how many blocks around the nurse's station I did, but I kept walking. It actually does help move and get your body up and waking up your intestines by doing that. So please get up and start walking. And also too, it shortens your hospital time too. If they see that you're doing well, you can go home sooner. So definitely get up and start walking around sooner. This is kind of gross, but I'm going to share this with you. Positions on sitting on a toilet. So as you can see, the red X, straight back, knees with the hips, pelvic floor muscles, kinking the rectum. Having a stool, you don't even need a stool to lift your feet up, but it definitely helps. I actually just go on my tippy toes. I just put on my tippy toes, and just that little bit, that little elevation, which moves your pelvic floor to allow the feces to come through. That's a very helpful thing. So I'm sorry, that's kind of gross, but I'm going to mention it anyway. So fear of eating, I'm going to discuss this. What foods can you actually eat afterwards? I'm going to tell you, watermelon was my friend. Yes. Number one, it put the water back in the body that my body needs to get out of being constipated. Number two, it's not that very high in fiber, so you don't have to sit here and your body has to sit here and digest and digest and digest like it does with meat, red meat, especially red meat. So what foods can you eat after surgery? One of the things I want to say is avoid spicy foods. Spicy foods are definitely going to go down there and they can irritate the bowel, causing more inflammation. Remember, it's going to be all inflamed after you're going to have a lot of inflammation in there after surgery. So you want to put stuff in there that can easily go through your belly. So what foods can you actually eat? Applesauce, bananas. Applesauce is wonderful. It's very easy to digest, and it was cool going down into my belly. I just felt like it really helped. Bananas, especially if you mash them up, that helps. Cream of rice, cream of wheat or oatmeal, low sugar cereals, no high fiber. Peanut butter, smooth or crunchy, plain crackers and pretzels. Potatoes, do not eat the skins because the skins are hard to digest. White bread or toast, plain white pasta, no yummy sauces. I like sauce. White rice, boiled, not fried. Yogurt, smooth, and no fruit pieces. So this is the diet that you're wondering, what diet should a patient follow after a colectomy? So these are wonderful foods because they're easy to digest and they're going to help move things through the process of this new resection of the bowel. Afterwards, it's important to follow up with your, of course, regular checkups with your surgeon. I want to shout out Dr. Martino in Portland, Maine was my surgeon. He was amazing. He answered all my questions, any fears that I had. He explained the whole thing and the whole process to me. He was very quick to get back to me if I had any questions. So if you follow these guidelines, I promise you, you will be victorious and you will come out in a healing. You'll heal a lot faster than your book because you're not fighting your body, you're working with your body and you're understanding your body. I really hope that this video can help you in any way, this vlog. When you have the fear and you're told that you have to have part of your bowel removed, that's a scary thing. So what do you do with fear? Fear is the lack of the unknown. So what did I do? I went out and I watched other vlogs. I watched other people that went through this process, and it helped to alleviate a lot of my fears as well. The more reading and the more studying you do, the more you understand this. I do have to say that I did have a couple CAT scans done, and in my CAT scan, they discovered that I have an aortic aneurysm. So that's going to be my next vlogs. It's not bad right now. It's mild and stable. So basically your aorta comes out of your heart out the top and goes down into your stomach, and you can get this bulge, and then eventually it will explode, and again, life-threatening, you die. So so I'm thankful that I went through this entire process. Not only is my bowel going to get better, but we found another issue that I have to deal with that is just dealt with through a catheter process that will save my life. So big shout out to all these amazing people and medical staff, because you really are you really are miracle workers, and God love you, and thank you all for joining me, and I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors. And again, I hope that this video has helped you out, and I thank you for joining me on my channel, and I wish you the best of luck, and keep shining your light, and have a great day.